Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is our Best of 2023 showcase. We are showcasing some of the best games from 2023. This is day 2, and we are here with Dredge. I'll let the runner introduce himself.
Sure. My name's Captain Carrot. I am the world record holder in Dredge 100% vanilla. And with that, I think we'll just probably jump right into the run. So time starts when I start a new game, and we'll get going in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is going to be Dredge. It's a nice little cozy fishing game here. It's one of my favorite games of 2023 for sure. It's just a cozy little fishing game. Nothing untoward's going to happen here. There's no need to worry about anything. So we'll just get started here. We'll roll out here to catch a little bit of fish, as you do in fishing games. So if you're playing this game casually, you'll probably just, go out, maybe fill out your inventory. But we're interested in going fast. And what's the fastest way to fish? Well, you catch one fish and then you go home. So we've successfully caught one fish, fishing achieved, and the mayor's going to come and congratulate us. So we'll sell this one fish here, and, we're going to do a little bit of fancy stuff here in town. Catching fish is a slow way to make money. So instead, we're just going to ruin the fishing rod economy here in town. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sell our one and only fishing rod and then complain to the shipwright that we only have one fishing rod. She's going to give us another one, which we gratefully take and sell back to her, which lets us pay off the debt that we incurred by crashing our boat before. Once we pay off our debt, we can get another free fishing rod, sell it back. And then we'll, just for good measure, we'll go ahead and grab one more free fishing rod. It's because the townspeople here, they're so nice. They're so kind to us. After selling that fishing rod, we can afford a second engine here. Just kind of a lot of menuing here at the start, just to get ourselves ready for the rest of the run. After selling, I think this is our 5th or 6th fishing rod, we'll actually keep the one that she gives back to us. And we'll install it in our ship. And now, like any good fisherman, we're going to take a nap for 5 days straight. So a little fancy thing happens.
Yeah, I mean, like
on
everybody
day 5
wants
in
to.
Dredge. Yeah. This is the dream. This is the gamer dream where you can just lay down, have a nice 5-day sleep. Unfortunately, at the beginning of day 3, the lighthouse keeper is going to come bother us, giving us some kind of cryptic warning. But you know what? We're just here to fish. We don't care about your cryptic warnings. We're good. Back to sleep. So we're going to go ahead and sleep until just after midnight on day 5. So something kind of special happens in day 5. And kind of start beginning the main quest of Dredge. He's going to try to send us some kind of side quest. We're not interested in that. And he gives us this pretty handkerchief for us. This man is the collector. He's going to be our main point of contact for the main quest. But before we go on our main quest, we are going to have to sell a few more fishing rods. First thing we'll do is sell all of our stuff in order to get a slightly larger engine. Then we'll take another fishing rod from this very kind shipwright. And normally we would sell this fishing rod straight back to her again, just for another $37. But we're going to be a little bit safe and keep that on us because there's one more really big piece of RNG coming up, and which makes I'm trying to remember the exact math. Someone has really mathed it out, but it really makes only about 20 to 30% of the of actual any percent runs viable. We're going to try to skip past. We're going to try to keep going even if we don't get that RNG. So we'll keep that rod in our inventory just to get a little bit of extra money Because otherwise, if we don't have a fishing rod, we really can't fish. The collector's here waiting for us. We'll hand him our handkerchief. And he's going to offer to upgrade our boat with a dredging arm. So the collector has asked us to search for shipwrecks. He's lost 5 different items across the world in shipwrecks, and he'd like us to bring them back to him for some unspecified reward. We've got nothing better to do. We're well rested, so we figure we might as well help this guy out, give him a hand, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen by giving a mysterious man 5 artifacts. Let's see. So we're making pretty good time here so far, I think. So once we hand this key back to the collector, we're going to get our first little piece of speed tech. That's going to be the haste spell. So there are 4 spells in this game that you get by handing artifacts back to the collector. The first one is by far the most important. It's going to be the haste spell. He's going to read from his little magical book here in order to teach it to us. And the thing about hasting is, you can tell it's a speed run. Hasting is probably going to be very important, but we're going to use it a little bit differently than you would normally. So in a normal game, you would just probably hold down the right mouse button, get a little bit of burst of speed. You can see in the bottom left corner, at least you can see it while I'm not dredging, you can see I have a little heat bar building up. If that heat bar reaches full, my engine explodes and we're going to be moving a lot slower. So we really don't want that to happen. Now, the thing about hasting is that if you click and release very quickly, you get a small burst of speed, but that momentum carries on a little bit longer even after you release the button. So by right-clicking over and over again, you can get that little burst of speed, get that momentum, and then kind of maintain that momentum a little bit longer, which translates to faster movement and a little bit longer on your heat gauge before your engine blows up. So the other thing is anyone who's played any percent will know what's happening right now. We're at one of the major resets of the run. So every time we dredge up a material, you have a 7% chance to get a research part. In an ideal world, we would get at least 1 research part for this to be a real run. 7% chance we dredge 5 times across the whole run, so you have to roll the dice 5 times to get a 7% chance. We didn't this time, so if I were trying to be competitive, I would probably reset at this point. Anyone who's speedrun dredge knows that pain. But we're just gonna keep going. We didn't want to waste 7 minutes of your time over and over again. So we got a little safety strat going on. That's why we kept the coastal fishing rod here, just so we can catch some extra fish, make some extra money. Because what those research parts really translate to is we're actually going to be selling most of the research parts that we find on this run. It is by far the fastest way to make money. And we need a little, not a lot of money, but a little bit just to make sure we get past all of the major hurdles in this run. So we'll just stop here on our way to catch 2 of these blackmouth salmon. Oops. I'll put them in inventory correctly.
Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. We had to get rid of some eldritch horrors out of the internet, but we're all good. We're back. Whenever you're ready, if you just want to give a quick 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep, sounds good. I just we took a quick pause here, but yeah, we'll get going again in 3, 2, 1, go. So just kind of resume where we were before. We're going to pick up the shallow fishing rod. Since we didn't get a research part, we're down about $175. And there's, luckily here in Gare Cliffs, there's these wreck fish conveniently located. They're a little slow to fish up, but they're worth about $60 each. There we go. So that should give us enough money to buy everything we need now. Now, we'll go to the floating dock. We'll upgrade our engines to make sure we can go fast. We'll go to our shipyard. We'll sell the one research part we did manage to grab. And we'll get our second improved outboard engine. So it does put us here in the middle of the night. So it's a little bit sketchy. We will have to watch out for rocks appearing out of nowhere. But we should watch out for rocks appearing out of nowhere. But we should.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. We apologize for the brief technical difficulties. Hopefully, everything is fixed. No more Eldritch horrors. And whenever you're ready, if you just want to give a quick 3, 2, 1, we'll get right back into it. Into our cozy little fishing game.
A quick. Yeah, did a quick exorcism. We're good now. So we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, still nighttime, still heading around Gale Cliffs here. So one thing, so we're gonna come over here and we're gonna catch, oops, that's stonefish. Coming around at a strange angle after the exorcism. We'll find our way back where we need to be. All right.
So
now that we're re-entering the tilt-free zone here. So we're going to come into this area over here, and we're going to go ahead and catch this conger eel. We'll need this for a quest later. This is a little dangerous because there is a sea serpent that likes to hang out in here. But luckily the sea serpent isn't a gamer and doesn't know that every waterfall has a secret cave behind it. So we'll just hide in here real quick, pick up some extra doubloons and refined metal for some cash later. And in that amount of time, the sea serpent will have gotten a little bit confused. So we should be able to come back out here and we'll fish up this whalebone crest, which some NPCs back in town have inexplicably lost here in the middle of nowhere. I really don't know how you possibly drop that out here. All right, so we do have that big shark. He did do some damage to us. That's some bad RNG. You'd hate to see it, but we should be able to survive that. We don't have to catch anything else with our simple skimmer. And we didn't lose anything actually important. We actually got some good RNG there. So we do... one of the things that can happen when you have high terror is you'll have these certain random events, like you saw that shark. One of the ones that we actually want to get at this point is the infection. So something strange and tentacly slithers into our cargo hold and infects our fish. Normally, that would make our fish worth a lot less, and we don't want it, but we actually want our conger eel to be rotten. For some reason, that's some kind of local delicacy. I'm not willing to taste it. If you guys want to taste some rotten eels, you can be my guest, but I think I'll pass on that for now.
Yeah, I'm good. I wouldn't eat a regular eel. I wouldn't eat eel when it wasn't rotten. I appreciate the offer and your giving spirit in these holiday times, but I'm going to decline.
Okay, all right, you know what? To each their own. So we're trying to solve some familial issues right now. That man we talked to back at the docks over there, he's the one who lost the whalebone crest to begin with. Man, I don't know what he was doing over there. There's a sea serpent. He's got to be more careful. But we're just making sure that we clear things up between him and his brother. So his brother will sell us dynamite. Because really that's what this is about, is getting dynamite. We're going to do a little manipulation of the sea serpent here. So if we hug the left side there when we come around to blow up this blockage for the retired whaler, that's going to force the sea serpent to not follow us in this direction. And actually, he's going to go out towards the village. So you can see him right there. He's going to get confused that he has to attack us. But we're going to be fine. We're not going to worry about it too much. We did blow up an engine, so we are going to have to go ahead and fix that before we get too much further. But we can get a little bit further in the meantime. And we'll go ahead and give her this eel so it stops smelling up our whole ship. She's going to give us $150 for it. So, Church, you're really missing out. I mean, these things are expensive.
I am a simple person. I'm okay with, just things that are nice and cheap, and, sometimes we don't need delicacies.
So we got the hermit in our inventory now. He's snuggled up next to all the rest of our stuff. We really don't want to run into anything right now because you can lose him overboard, and that's kind of not a great thing to happen. We don't want to throw people overboard in this game.
That sounds suboptimal.
Now that we're here, yeah, throwing people overboard is suboptimal in this game. So we went ahead and picked up our 2 explosives. We'll use one right now to get the whole reason we're here, which is this music box, which the collector is looking for. Now, because we have so much damage on our ship, and we're going to need some money to repair that, I'm going to pick up this extra... We're going to need some money to repair that. I'm going to pick up this extra ruby right here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GameStone Quick Hotfix. We are back once more. We have excised more Eldritch Horrors. Whenever you're ready.
I hope you guys brought some lunch because we might be here a while. Hopefully we're good now. I will unpause one more time in 3, 2, 1, go. I think what it was is my internet was so disappointed in me running into that rock that it decided to just end my stream. It was over. We'll pick up the sapphire earrings one more time. And the music box. Now, because I don't feel like running to that rock a second time, we're just going to go ahead and do a quick safety strat here. We're going to stop here and sleep to reset our terror, and now no more rocks should appear out of nowhere to jump scare us. Since we have the music box, we don't have to do anything else here in Gill Cliffs. We're going to head over here and repair ourselves. Just make sure our engine is working and we're not in immediate danger of being dashed to pieces again. And now we'll be moving right at the speed we're supposed to be moving this whole time.
So, somebody asked this a little bit earlier. I know in the 100% run we did a few months ago, we do save the dog. What about it this run?
There will be no dog saving in this run, unfortunately. That dog that we met over in Gale Cliffs, I have been trying to lobby the developer Joel to let us pet that dog. He has not acquiesced to my request just yet, but someday maybe we'll be able to pet that dog and have a true pet the dog percent.
The most important percent.
It truly is. There is a pet the dog percent. I have tried it. It is very boring right now because the most optimal way is just to leave leave Greater Merrill and then just slowly limp your way to where the dog is on the worst starting engine.
Oh no!
It takes 5 minutes. There's nothing to it. It's so boring. We need a real pet the dog percent. That's what I'm advocating for. We need some strats. We need some competition. All right, so we're finally moving on here. We're gonna go ahead and just get some stuff out of our inventory. And now we're gonna go visit the trader to get another research part and also sell some things. Gets a little bit of extra money for the next part of the run. So the collector suggests that we go to Stellar Basin, which, in most casual runs, that'll be the second place you go to. It's sort of set up that way to be your second stop. But we have a little bit of a trick we're going to do in Stellar Basin later. So we're going to go straight to the Twisted Strand, the Mangrove Maze. So we gave that grieving father back his son's belt buckle, and he rewarded us with a research part. I think that maybe he should have kept that research part for himself, but hey, I'm not going to judge too much. We are heading over here to Twisted Strand. Twisted Strand is one of the more there's an adjective for it. Interesting is one way to put it. I am not a big fan of Twisted Strand. I very frequently get lost in Twisted Strand. It really is a maze, but it can get some really interesting sort of navigation. Just weaving between the different trees and just making sure you're going fast while not running into stuff. So we'll see a little bit of that here. We're going to do a little bit of preparation. So you may have noticed back at that shipwreck that we visited, we switched out our shallow rod for a coastal rod. We're going to use that very briefly here to catch 3 gray mullets that we're going to need for the quest here in Twisted Strand. Sort of drift our way into here. We're going to do a little bit of prep work, both for Twisted Strand and also for Stellar Basin, because we will not be coming back here in between. First thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and sell our research part. We need to sell this engine, this alloy, and this fishing rod. Now in the floating dock, we will, even though we don't need the net for Twisted Strand, we will unlock it so that we can buy a net for later. Now the last thing we're going to do, okay. We're in a little bit of a bind because we are missing enough money to buy this. What we're going to do is we're actually going to sell 2 boards so we can get them later. And now we'll go ahead and we will buy our fishing rod. So it looks like that collision we made earlier did mess us up a little bit, but this is a recoverable issue. Just for some timing, we're going to go ahead and sleep until 9:30. That should put us just about at the right time to just hit nighttime. We're coming around the corner here. Actually, I need to grab an explosive. So when you get far outside of the docks, it's just always going to be faster to save and quit and reload back at the dock. Put that away, please. Thank you. So this is a Twisted Strand. So the thing about Twisted Strand is if you have any terror at all, even like the lowest level, these random branches will rise out of the deep and block your path. And that can be really annoying when you're trying to follow a, well-defined route like, you usually do when you're speed running. So we're going to do everything during the day here in Twisted Strand as much as possible, just because we really don't want to get caught by some random RNG branches blocking our path. Pick up those dog tags there for later. So what we're doing here in Twisted Strand, I guess I can explain, is that we're going to meet with the airman. I don't know. See, that's the thing. We see all these planes around. I have never seen an actual airport anywhere nearby. I really don't know where these guys were flying out of, because they're definitely not like seaplanes. They're not landing in the ocean.
I also haven't seen anywhere that would have been a suitable runway.
Yeah, it's very strange, but you know what? They're also like warplanes, which does imply that there was some kind of armed conflict going on. Who knows? There's a lot of more questions than answers here in Twisted Strand. But we're gonna meet with the airman here. He's missing an arm. He's fine. He's cool. He's got an impressive mustache. But he's going to ask us for some mortar parts, because this is the one and only time we're going to be able to fight back against the eldritch horrors that lurk here in Twisted Strand. So we give him the mortar, and we're going to use that to just bomb the crap out of the mind suckers, as he calls them. So let's see here. So we'll grab the bait from him. We're going to bait the second trap. We don't have quite enough space in our inventory to get all the fish we need for all three types of bait. So we'll just jump out here real quick and grab these last eels. So one thing you'll probably notice is that it is currently nighttime. And like I said, we don't want it to be nighttime. So we're going to go and do a few things to just kill some time a little bit later. And that's going to set us up in a really good position to kind of hit the next area at just the right time. So let's go into our inventory. We're going to go ahead and equip our shallow rod. We'll equip our net. If I can, there we go. And then we are also going to give him some dog tags. If you give this guy some dog tags to remember his fallen comrades, he'll reward you with some research parts, which is basically just giving us like $175 for free, which we're down for. So we'll go ahead and sleep till morning, just to make sure that we're not going to accumulate any terror. And now it's time to go fight back. Oh, so these are the blockers that I was talking about. They take about 10 seconds to clear. So we're just going to hang out here and wait for them to disappear eventually. We can just drop the bait and we'll come back later. It's a trap, so we'll just wait for something to fall into our trap before we come and collect its pieces. We need to bring some proof back. Wow, we're getting quite a few of those blockers there. Now, one of the things, I'm going to take a quick detour here. It's going to take, it's about a 20-second time loss, but I want to show off why this is one of my favorite games, and it's because of the love and care put into it. So you'll never see this in a casual playthrough, but if you do bait the trap, watch the mortar right next to the dock. So you actually, if you come back here for whatever reason, you can actually see the mortar go off and attack the mine suckers. And I think, it's something that very few people will see. I didn't see that until probably like 150 hours into speedrunning this game. I just, for some reason, forgot to grab something and had to go back to the airman at just the right time. And I just think that's the kind of love and care that I love to see in games that I play.
Yeah, it's such a nice touch, just adding that little bit of animation that almost nobody is going to see, but you still add it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we'll wait for this guy to finish attacking. This is the Mind Sucker. These are the guys. I don't think we've seen them this whole time. It's been too fast, but these are the guys we're going to be killing here in Twisted Strand. And actually, once you kill all of these guys, there is no more danger in Twisted Strand. It becomes one of the safest areas in the whole game. So, you know, it's in most of this game, you're just kind of seeing problems, seeing the Eldritch Horrors, and helping people kind of cope with them. This is the one and only time where we're gonna actually do something about it. Let's see. Might have to do some inventory management here. Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to do this in 2 blocks here because I set up my inventory incorrectly, and we don't have enough space to actually carry everything with us. All right, so we'll go back and grab that corpse that we missed, and then we'll get the artifact for this area, which was unfortunately eaten by a Mind Sucker, so it's very lucky that we are able to defeat them. All right, we'll cruise into here. And we're going to have the airman do one more thing for us. Because we're doing the second ending of this game instead of the faster ending, we are going to go ahead and get some bait for him. We'll use that at the very last mission of the very last area of the game. But now that we've got our necklace, our next artifact, we can go ahead and learn our next spell, Banish. So the spell Banish will let us, basically, every time we see something that's going to attack us, we can use the spell Banish to send it away, to, well, banish it, if you will. We're going to go ahead and sleep until just about 3 o'clock, and that should put us in Stellar Basin at the right time. Stellar Basin is a very time-based area, so we want to make sure that we're doing things just the right time and just the right state. So one thing we'll need to remember here is that we did have to sell 2 of our boards because we took some damage before. So we're going to go ahead and actually fish up 2 boards, which might actually disturb our time a little bit. But that's what happens when you are in a reset-free zone. Okay, back on track. We're gonna start trawling now. So we need to catch 2 fish with our trawl net. We need to catch a firefly squid. We need to catch an aurora jellyfish. The aurora jellyfish specifically can only be caught with the trawl net, so we need to get a little bit lucky. We will be spending a little bit of time here just traveling, so we have a few, we'll call it rolls of the RNG to make sure we get both those in our inventory. But still, you know, we can get very unlucky here, and that would be pretty par for the course so far on the run. The other fish that we need for the next part of this, so we got the firefly squid, so we're halfway there. We also need to catch a glowing octopus, which is why we have the shallow rod in our inventory. Now, this gets a little bit sketchy, because our terror is at maximum, and in the Stellar Basin, those sharks that we saw before, those ghost sharks, really like to spawn. If that happens, there's not a lot we can do about it at this point. So we just kind of have to take it. We got the red whirlwind. We can live with that. It's not ideal. It is getting a little late and still haven't caught our Aurora jellyfish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and dock just to save. And we'll see if we can catch it by 6 a.m. If we can't, I think we're gonna have to sleep for another 12 hours just to get back to nighttime. But until then, we're just gonna go in circles until we hit the right RNG. See if we can hit the roll one more time before 6 a.m. And no dice. So we're gonna have to go ahead and sleep for 12 hours. And then we'll be spinning in circles once more just to try to get that Aurora jellyfish. That'll work. Oh, no, sorry, that's a radiant squid. No, sorry, I saw the new fish indicator and I got excited. That will not work. We do need an Aurora jellyfish here, so. You know any good fish jokes, Church?
Do I know any? I don't know that I know a single fish joke. Do you?
Where do fish put their money?
Where? I got it.
It's in the riverbank.
Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I think that's the only fish joke I know too. I really hope that we catch that Aurora jellyfish because I'm tapped out on fish content.
I mean, I can talk. So this game, I was actually nervous putting this on the best of 2023 because I really like this game, but I didn't realize it wasn't until yesterday when I looked at the Steam Awards and it was like, oh, Dredge is one of the finalists. All right, I'm good. Other people like this game as much as I do. We're fine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, this game is, you know, it is one of the best games. Like as soon as this game came out and I played it for like, okay, cool, we got a ghost shark, so that's fine. We're just gonna go ahead and reset. We were running close to time anyway, at 6 a.m. anyway. Yeah, but when I played this game like right away, I was, you know, I got maybe like an hour in and I was just like, well, this game is really something special. Number one, I have to 100% this. And number two, I have to speedrun this. Like this is a game that I can't be done with this just when the Steam achievements tell me I'm done with it.
Yeah, no, like this is such. And the reason I was nervous is because, like, I like Eldritch stuff, so I was like, this appeals to me, but I'm not sure this appeals to everybody, so, like, I was nervous, I was on the edge, and like, yeah, I'm just gonna put it in, it's my show, other people can, you know, eat rocks if they don't agree with me, this is my show, and I was like, oh no,
hey,
this is one of the best games of the year, and everybody agrees with me, great, awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that, you know, it's one of those things where sometimes I forget that this is supposed to be a horror game just because I've played this so often. And like, you know, it's soft horror. It's not like hard horror by any means, but it is, you know, by genre a horror game.
Yeah.
But just maybe a quick plug, you know, the latest DLC came out. It's called The Pale Reach. It adds an extra area. That was kind of I played it. I played it the first time, kind of take my casual time with it. Didn't use any speedrun strats, all that stuff. Started a new game and everything, and just kind of took my time with it. And that was kind of one of the times where I was just like, "Oh, this game can be a little bit unsettling sometimes. Like there is actually a little bit of a horror element." So, you know, if anyone's played Dredge, you know, enjoyed it and wanted to basically just more Dredge, I'd highly recommend the DLC. I have had a lot of fun with it. It's a little bit small. It's sort of something that ties you over while the main DLC comes out, which should be in the new year. But I do enjoy the Pale Reach DLC, and I do recommend it for anyone who liked this game and just wants more of it.
Yeah, like
It does.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say it does help that it has some really, really fun speed tech that helps out the 100% speed run. You know, me and Husa, the other 100% speed runner, when we picked it up, you know, we went on Discord and we just started going crazy over all of the new items and all of the new stuff that it added. It really made the 100% speed run a lot more interesting. So, yeah, definitely highly recommend.
Yeah, I think, like, and one of the things it does well is, like you said, you're like, oh, you forgot a tour, and it does such a good job of, like, just making that atmosphere just really, like, it's a fishing game, but something's not quite right, and, like, it does that so well. I think that is, like, one of my favorite things about this, is, like, this is mostly just a fishing game, but it nails that atmosphere so well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's really it's not like jump scare horror, right? It's not like, you know, nothing's gonna an animatronic's not gonna jump on your screen and scream at you for 5 seconds. It's just like everything's just a little bit unsettling. It's just like, ugh, that's not how it's supposed to be. So we're here. I guess we can keep talking about the run as well. So we're here in the. I have a lot of this. I need one thing. So we're here in the Stellar Basin. So we're going to kind of show off a little bit of that tech that we were going to do before. We do need to upgrade our. Oh, there we go. I need to sell some stuff. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our fishing rod, which will let us equip. What is this rod called, actually? I think it's like the... There we go, the bottomless line. We'll sell our other fishing stuff because we don't need it anymore. So by buying our bottomless line, we can now actually fish up the part for this. So interesting thing about the part here... the interesting about the part here is that the part doesn't actually need the dredging crane to collect. You can collect it with just a regular fishing rod. We have done runs before just for fun, just to see, like, you know, can you get this? Can you actually get this this artifact without the dredging crane? And the answer is a resounding yes. And I just think that's kind of interesting. The other fun thing is you can actually catch a trophy of the artifact here. It doesn't do anything in game. It's just kind of a little interesting piece of trivia. So normally we would have to start a generator over there in order to stop the little tentacle monster down there from attacking us. But just by using Banish, we can actually send him away on his own, and so we don't have to mess around going all the way over there, which is a little bit slower. So now that we have the ring, we can just go ahead and start moving towards the last area of the game, Devil's Spine. He's going to teach us the War Crime spell, also known as Atrophy, which kills all of the fish in a spot, and, you know, makes it nice and easy to collect as they all float to the surface. The other thing it does is it also guarantees, if you've caught that fish before, at least one aberration, and we're going to take advantage of that here. You may have noticed that I bought 4 crab pots while we were in Stellar Basin. We're going to need those for the next area. And one thing I'll say is the specific category we're doing Collector End. Collector End is sort of the standard ending that you'll find in Dredge if you're just playing casually. It's probably the first one you'll discover. I think some people get the secondary ending, the Keeper ending first, but usually Collector's sort of the standard end to the game. The 2 categories, the Keeper End is about 5 minutes faster, and it skips this whole area. So I wanted to show off, you know, everything this game had to offer, so Church was gracious enough to let me show off this Devil's Spine and kind of the whole broad strokes of the game here. We're being chased by this manta ray. We should be able to outrun him just fine, so he shouldn't be too much of a problem. That's one of the better terror events you can get. As we get up here, we want to drop the crab pots at between 10 meters and 25 meters. That will guarantee us the best chance in order to... the best chance to actually catch... Oh, actually needs to be daytime. That's why I was... Ooh. Just gonna drag ourselves in here. That'll give us the best chance to catch the 2 different types of crabs that we need to have to advance. We need a squat lobster and a spider crab. So what I'm doing right now is I dropped some bait, and the thing about bait is that it will only give you fish that you're able to catch. Now we have a bottomless line, and the only thing that you can catch with a bottomless line, okay, bad luck, so we do need to save and quit there. The only thing you can catch with a bottomless line is a ghost shark. So that means that every time we catch fish while we have bait out, we're always going to catch a ghost shark. So the reason I reset there is we're going to be doing a lot of things in Devil's Spine. And in order for that to actually work, we're actually going to go ahead and save here. In order for that to work, we need to have the fish that we catch here to be infected, like this. So we got it in the second try. That's pretty good. So infected fish last as long as fresh fish, but they aren't worth as much, which is kind of the trade-off. But we're not interested in selling it. We only want it to last for about 2 days. Because right now we need to let our crab pots do their thing, catch the crustaceans. And so we want it to last for a full 2 days here. We're gonna go ahead and sleep just to kind of right before daytime. We got the spider crab. Can we get lucky and see a squat lobster? We might not. If that happens, we're gonna try resetting. You can reset once to try to get different crabs. Once you kind of reset once, the crabs that you have in your pots are sort of locked in. And then we may have to sort of pivot a little bit here. There we go. So we got the squat lobster this time. We got the spider crab. So if we were to reset again, we would get the exact same crabs in our pot. But you get 1 free reset when trying to reset the RNG of crab pots. If that works out, we can go ahead and put these in the shrine in the conveniently crab-shaped spot. Now we'll be kind of moving through here, just completing all of the shrines and collecting the cold fire there. A little interesting thing there, so we atrophied that pale skate, which lets us actually catch those. Even though we don't have any fishing lines in our inventory, that would normally be able to catch those pale skates. So by atrophying, we're sort of able to get around these fishing rod requirements. So we'll collect our second here, our second cold flame. I'm going to take because we've had such bad luck so far, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick detour here, just a little safety strategy to not try to sneak through there. You can sneak through that tiny gap on the side there, but more often than not, I end up running into it and sort of having to reset. So we're just going to take a quick detour. Ooh, actually, we missed something back here. I was so focused on the safety strat, I forgot to do the actual strat, that's how it goes sometimes. So these little tiny fish are not actually dangerous, but they do slow you down. So we're going to try to avoid them as best we can. So we need to reset our atrophy timer for the next part here. So in order to do that, we can't sleep, but we can just reinstall our engine 5 times. That will let us kill 10 hours, since every time you reinstall the engine, it takes about 2 hours. And since our atrophy is on a 12-hour cooldown, that will go ahead and reset our atrophy timer. Ooh, we need to banish. Ooh, that was close. That'll reset our atrophy timer and let us continue this way and use it on these ghost sharks over here to get a second aberration, which we need for the final shrine. We'll come around, come around this corner here. The other thing those little fish do is they call their mother, which is that big fish that we saw before. Their mother happens to be blind, so as long as we don't have any fish next to us doing their little chirps, it won't be able to see us and won't attack us. But those little fish will call for their mother while also slowing us down, so we'll try to avoid them if we can. We are closing in on the last artifact here. We're going to go speak to the fanatic in this very well-run temple up here. This guy's very friendly, don't worry about him. So he's going to tell us about what the world deserves, which is the cold of the sea, emptiness, and nothing. Which is a normal thing to tell someone you've just met. And he's going to ask us to collect the 3 fathomless flames, which burn in cold fire and somehow can be put into our hold without damaging anything. If you do ask him about shipwrecks and artifacts, he doesn't know what you're talking about. So while it may seem counterintuitive to actually help him, if we do help him, he's going to step into the fire, immolate himself, and in his ashes we'll find this pocket watch. Maybe he had it the whole time, maybe he thought it was food and just ate it. Who knows? But with that, we will deliver the very last relic to the collector. And he's going to tell us it is time. Time for what? It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. But the real time is going to be 1 a.m., which is, of course, where all the least spooky things happen. So we're going to take a quick nap waiting for the right time, which is going to be 1 a.m., and we're going to go ahead and travel to the end credits. So we'll hit time in about a minute here. So in the distance there is the very end, conveniently marked for us. More often than not, I have gotten impatient on this part and blown up my engine, or done that and run into rocks just because I'm really excited to get to the end. This would be the worst time to blow up your engine because there's nothing else to do except for to travel. So one last little piece of speed tech that we'll do here at the very end. It was discovered relatively recently. It saves about, if you do it correctly, it saves 20 seconds over the whole run. If you actually click here in the bottom right on the continue button, it actually scrolls through text faster. And time will be when the last the last text box, which is here, time.
GG.
GG indeed. We got there eventually.
There was nothing wrong.
There was nothing wrong, and we threw we collected all the artifacts, we threw them overboard. Nothing, and normal stuff's gonna happen after that.
This happens
I've been
at sea
sailing
all the
before.
time.
Yeah, I've been sailing before. Sometimes women rise out of the ocean. Sometimes other things rise out of the ocean. But that's Dredge.
Yeah, this is, thank you so much for coming out and showcasing this game. I mean, we've said this before, this is a fantastic game. Everybody should play it. It is a very nice, relaxing fishing game with some eldritch horror undertones. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely, yeah. One of my favorite game of 2023 by far. I was looking at my Steam Wrapped, and it's just Dredge, and then everything else is way far behind. So,
well, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, I guess you can just you can check me out on Twitch. It's Captain_Carrot. I stream sometimes, mostly Dredge speedrunning, sometimes, some other games, and sometimes, during game jams and stuff, I make games. So, just all sorts of fun stuff. So come and check me out. And, yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everyone for bearing with me through some bad RNG and some technical hiccups.
Yeah, and thank you for keeping a smile on your face and taking all of the punches that came your way.
Hey, what I always say is when things go wrong, I have two options, to cry or laugh, and between the two, I'd rather be laughing, so.
That is a great outlook on life. Thank you so much for showing this off. With that said, we do have more runs coming up for you, more Best of 2023. So we are going to take a quick break, and then we are going to be back with Resident Evil 4. We'll see you in just a few minutes, everybody.